first picture is a picture of Joan, who's in her 50s, who came in with a very large bonding on her left central incisor, which was discolored, chipped, kept on breaking, and she wanted something more permanent. The tooth was compromised because of the quantity of the amount of bonding on it, so I suggested a veneer or a porcelain jacket crown. She decided to go with the porcelain jacket crown, which was completed and cemented within 2 appointments, and we got a beautiful color match, beautiful aesthetics, beautiful contour, and you can see the before and after, the obvious difference. She was so excited that she's decided to proceed with her right central, which also has a large bonding, once she's able to get the finances in order. The patient was obviously very pleased it achieved all the goals that we tried to. Phil is a young man who has not seen a dentist in a while. He has multiple concerns, but one of his main concerns was the aesthetics on his upper right canine. This was fixed within half an hour in a very short procedure. We just placed some bonding over there and removed the darkness that existed around the gum line, and patient is now smiling ear to ear, and we'll proceed with the rest. But this was an aesthetic concern that was taken care of in a relatively short period, within 1 appointment, maybe half an hour at the most. Next patient, Robert, 60-some-year-old man, history of missing teeth. We gave him a very aesthetically pleasing upper partial denture, which changed his appearance totally, filled in the gaps, and restored his function, and we also lightened the color of his teeth with some bleaching procedures. So first we did some bleaching, and then we gave him an upper partial. He is considering implants in the future. Agnes, the next lady down, she had a ill-fitting cap on her central incisor on the right side, and the left side was discolored due to multiple bondings. So we replaced the crown on the right with a porcelain jacket, placed a crown on the left, and gave her a very pleasing result. And Joan, the veneer case, one of my first patients, this was done actually about 17, 18 years ago when we first introduced veneers into the office. She had multiple chips in her teeth, broken down fillings. She never smiled, and at that time I suggested we did 5 veneers as a conservative alternative to full crowns, and I'm pleased to say that almost 17, 18 years later, they look exactly the same. She's still a patient, has referred many patients to our office, absolutely thrilled. The veneers is a very conservative approach to fixing a problem like this. 2 appointments, short appointments, no anesthesia, minimal drilling, and it is more affordable than crowns are. Next patient came in, he came in after I did his wife. Her pictures are actually on the website, but this is the husband who came in after I did his wife's veneers. He was so pleased with the way her wife's turned out that he decided to go for it. Obviously, the chips and discoloration on his 2 front central incisors replaced 2 veneers and got a beautiful color match on him. And this was done over 10 years ago. The next patient is another veneer case, and this one was quite extensive. As you can see from the before picture, there's multiple grazing, horizontal fracture lines, that's most prominently seen on the central incisors, discoloration. In her case, we did 6 teeth. We treated 6 teeth on her, the 6 front teeth. One of them was a porcelain crown. The rest were veneers, and totally changed her appearance. The color, we went for a lighter shade to give her a more youthful appearance. The next case is one of the most dramatic that I've seen, Tracy. She came in with multiple discoloration, broken down teeth, decay. After cleaning out the decay on her, she has a very beautiful smile line. She shows a lot of her teeth, so we had to go quite back. So we decided to do 8 veneers. These are full veneers on her 8 front teeth. The full face shows her picture afterwards. And what was interesting about her is that afterwards it changed everything in her appearance and her demeanor. She changed her hairstyle. She was so self-conscious of her bite. Of her smile rather, before. And again, veneers is a very nice, predictable, conservative approach with minimal invasion or drilling of the tooth structure. In her case, we saw an extremely dramatic result. Next case was a young man who broke his tooth in a school accident, upper left incisor. He was too young to go for anything such as a veneer or a crown or anything extensive. Simple bonding, 20 minutes or so, an appointment, and the result is obvious. So sometimes we can go through beautiful cases without going to the extent of having to incur lab fees or major expenses on the patient's behalf. This lady came in with a very obvious problem. Two front incisors were really very old crowns, which did not match anywhere near the appearance of the adjacent teeth. They stuck out, and she never smiled. And what we did is we placed full porcelain crowns on her front right and left central incisors. This was done, I would say, about 20 years ago. She's still a patient at this office, and she still looks just as nice as she does in these pictures. Obviously, we got a beautiful color match, matching all the other teeth. It's been a wonderful case, very successful. Next patient also came in, as so many of do come in, with, he did not want to go through orthodontics. He had a deep overbite and much wear and tear on his front teeth. He did not want to go through an implant. So what we did is we extracted one of his teeth. We shortened the central on the left side, and we placed a porcelain bridge going across the front. So this involved 4 teeth, and again, this was done about 15 years ago. This lady came in, very interesting case. Teeth were worn down. They were very yellow. They were very brown. She said, "I never looked like this. I don't like the spaces. My teeth were never this short." So what we did is we did a combination of veneers on the top and crowns on 10 of her teeth. Also, she has a very high smile line. We lowered the incisal edge, which means the length of the teeth. We closed up the spaces. We chose a more youthful color for her. In order not to have such a discrepancy between the top and the bottom, we then bleached the bottom, and we got a beautiful result, both on top and on the bottom. This woman is now close to 90 years old. This was done probably 14, 15 years ago, and again, if I were to take a picture today, it looks exactly the same. Then we got some examples of bleaching. Bleaching is very predictable, very easy to do. The materials are getting safer, and we're doing less and less in the office. We're more dispensing it and monitoring them. So I have 2 cases over here, before and after. Bleaching is usually completed within 2 to 3 weeks at a minimal expense with hardly any side effects. If any, we monitor them and we stop them. The next patient came in. She had a partial, which she hated, and she was not happy with the space. She could not afford implants at the time. This was done well over 10 years ago. So the alternative was to place a permanent fixed bridge, which we did. This is an old porcelain bridge extending 4 teeth. This is a permanent prosthesis, and we also changed the color to a more lighter color, as evident by the full face. Next patient, Pat. Her front teeth always bothered her. There's extreme discoloration. She's tried bonding, which has discolored over the years. And in her case, the teeth also had root canals, which made them darker. So within 2 appointments, we placed some porcelain jacket crowns over her front central incisors and totally changed her appearance. The woman actually got up and had tears in her eyes. She says she never thought she could look that pretty. The difference is quite obvious before and after.